These defining moments of our game, the Derby, the Breeders' Cup, can take a soul to unimaginable heights.
It's an out-of-body experience. I felt like I was just floating up there looking down, and it's hard to describe until it happens.
They can also bring a man to his knees.
Everything depended on the Breeders' Cup, everything.
Easy goer with one final acceleration.
I said, God, please don't let him catch him,
When Arthur Hancock says everything was riding on the 1989 Breeders' Cup Classic, he's not talking about Eclipse Awards. Hancock was in serious financial trouble that fall.
I had gone out and bought a lot of land and a lot of mares, and the market crashed, in '88, and I owed the bank and had 6 children. And it was a real scary time.
An accountant friend who looked at the books told Hancock there was no way out. Stone Farm was headed for ruin.
I said, Paul, you're joking, aren't you? He said, no, Arthur, you're my best friend. He said, no, it's the way it is. Then he said, but you can always go out to Montana or somewhere and start Arthur's Bar and Grill and play that guitar. Well, that did me a lot of good.
Well, the sun's so hot and I'm so tired, I just can't do no more.
Hancock still had his music, but his family's future rested on the shoulders of a colt named Sunday Silence.
Here's the finish of the Preakness. Sunday Silence and Easy Goer. Photo finish.
The Classic would be a 4th epic contest between Sunday Silence and Easy Goer, who had trounced Hancock's Triple Crown dream in the Belmont.
It was like the final battle of my personal war with finances and family pride and everything else.
And they're off. Sunday Silence breaks alertly. Easy Goer was off a step slow toward the inside.
We were on just pins and needles. I had my binoculars and my hands were shaking.
Coming to the final furlong. Sunday Silence surges to the front. Easy Goer with one final acceleration. And Sunday Silence holds on.
For the man holding on so tightly for this moment, there was relief and gratitude.
You just knew that everything you'd hoped for and dreamed about, had just come true. We ended up selling him for $11 million, and he ended up winning $5 million, and I owned half of him. And when you owe a lot of money, that helps pay all that down. It was a lifesaver. I've always said Sunday Silence was a gift of God.
Hancock never needed to open that bar and grill, but he has immortalized the horse that saved him in song, perfectly capturing his Breeders' Cup.
We all need the guiding hand to help us now and then. Here comes Sunday Silence again.
I'm Scott Jagow for the Pollock Report.